the results and impacts when we shall have a follow-up after this.
My name is Dr. Idil Ires. I co-lead the policy work under the Regional Integrated Initiative Ukama Ustavi at the International Water Management Institute in South Africa. And the focus of our work is understanding the policy challenges and gaps in the context of sustainable maize intensification and diversification in East and Southern Africa. In this context, our focus is on farmers, especially women and the youth. We are trying to understand what kind of issues they are facing every day when they want to access water, but also when they want to intensify maize production, which is a staple food in the region. And by understanding the challenges and gaps they face in everyday life, we bring other policy stakeholders together, ranging farmers, researchers, donors, governments, and we communicate science-based policy recommendations with them that will eventually help farmers, especially women and the youth, in improving their livelihoods.
This workshop is what we call a dialogue, a policy dialogue on gender mainstreaming, on climate relevant agriculture within the region. The major segment, which is gender, we want to look at what is the status of gender in all our 15 countries. Do we have focal persons who are responsible for making sure that gender activities are dealt with? Majority of the farmers, as we know, are women. Access to the technologies that can make them increase their productivity is a concern. And if we don't have a good gender policy that will encourage these women even to access the good technologies, climate smart technologies, to boost their productivity, then we are failing. If we don't have good policies that will allow these women also to access good markets, not just local markets, but even markets within the region, then we will be failing. So we wanted to see, do we have a workable policy that supports women at the local level as farmers, women in leadership, so that when they're in leadership, they can also influence policy activities at that high level. And so we are targeting to making sure that we have in each country ASARECA gender focal persons. These gender focal persons must be very senior people who work within the government and majorly within the agriculture docket, but who also have got a route to the smallholder farmer, and who also has got a route to the Kenya Agriculture and Livestock Research Organization, because that's where the research really is. And I'm glad we even have a gender focal person from the Kenya Agriculture and Livestock Research Organization in the meeting.
Try to support women and youth, particularly those who are within the smallholder farming communities, as well as agribusiness, because we understand the value chain from production right through to marketing is very important. It's on that basis that we are here today to support the work ASARECA is doing already, drafting a gender policy framework that can help support women and youth in particular, but more so other marginalized groups who are within the agribusiness setup. What is coming out strongly for us is that there's policy, but there's some sort of disconnect between what is existing on the ground and what policy actually entails around implementation. And so our aim here today is to ensure that there's coherence around policy formulation, that the validation which is being taken forward today actually talks about the needs of farmers as well as youth who are within the agribusiness space.
By working with our partners such as ASARECA, Cardesa, FARA, FUNRUPAN, and other initiatives such as ICRA, we have an extensive outreach in the region. So we collect data, we learn from farmers, we learn from youth in terms of the challenges that they are facing, and we try to bring their own perspective to policy making. And today in this event, our partner ASARECA and ICRA also share their insights and their data regarding what issues the women in policy landscape and as well farmers are facing, and how we can better bring these insights into policy making. And our role as Ukama Ustavi is taking this data, taking these insights, taking these recommendations to policymakers, to a higher level, to the governments, and communicating the results with them so that women in particular prosper and have better livelihoods and can adapt to climate change as well.